Good evening, my friend. Welcome to the show. Do that again. Good evening, my friend, and welcome to the show. I am Lou Mangello. It is Wednesday night. Once again, my favorite night of the week. It has been way too long. I have missed you so much due to my travels. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching live, please do me a favor, tag and invite a friend to join us. And if you're watching on the replay, turn on notifications on the WDW radio page. And don't forget to join us right here every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So it has been so long, relatively unstructured show. My plan is not to have much of a plan tonight. I want the show to be, as always, about, for, why, by, with you. So we'll talk a little bit about this week's podcast, Walt Disney's True Life Adventures. Maybe you know or have read or have heard from my guest this week, Didier Guez. Very, very long time, very accomplished and prolific writer, and someone who, like me, loves not just the Disney history, but more importantly, the people behind it. And then we'll talk about anything really that you want to chat about, whether it has been my recent travels, which we're going to discuss on an upcoming episode, I promise, including something that I didn't share with you because I wasn't able to share with you, and I haven't figured. I know exactly what I want to talk about, but I'm trying to put a couple of pieces together so I can do it in a pretty fun way for you. It's incredibly vague, I know, but I will get to it. I promise. So, if you are a first timer tonight, please let me know where you are watching from and how and when you found the show. Becky says, "Yeah, what can possibly go wrong? A little bit of everything, and that is why I love live video so very much. It has its pros, it has its cons, but I still love live. The podcast is first for me; it always has been. But there's something about this, right? The real time, unscripted, interactive, meaningful engagement and conversations that we don't really normally get to have, right? We can only do a meet of the month once a month. Not everybody can always be there. This is a great way for us. And I realized the other day that I've been doing live video pretty much every week. I missed a week here and there, sometimes due to travel, since 2007. If you were here way back when, and by here, I mean in my basement in Scotch Plains, I mean not in my basement in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, because that would have been super weird. But if you were there back then in, I think it was like May of 2007 was the very first time, the old Ustream days. Let me know. And if you remember what your screen name was back then, a lot of you had them tied to the old DisneyWorldTrivia.com discussion forums. If you're an OG discussion forum person, let me know as well. See if you remember your name back then. I remember mine. So this is going to show you, I don't know why I embarrass myself like this. I mean, I embarrass myself on purpose like this. I embarrass myself all the time. When I first started joining discussion forums and I didn't know what the heck I was doing, which lasted it may still be going on. So my discussion forum name was AKQJ10. And you're like, what does that mean? I used to play I don't know if I ever talked about this. I used to play poker a lot. I used to play home games a lot, tournaments, local and regional tournaments a lot. I used to go to Las Vegas a lot, Atlantic City when I lived in Jersey. And I didn't know if do I use my real name? Because even going back before then, I used to be on, now kids, these are all words you've probably never heard of before. And if you remember any of this, please join in and let me know. The old bulletin board system. All right, so bulletin board systems, Usenet news groups, like non-visual, pre-internet conversation discussion areas. You never used your real name. You just didn't do it. So I said, well, I can't use Lou Mangello. And so I used AKQJ10 on discussion forums for a long time. It's the reason why I became friends with some people that I have really close friends with, because one of my very close friends, one of the first people I ever met virtually and in person, is Valerie, who I don't know if she's here, but you've probably seen her cheering with us as at the races. She sends me a private message and she's like, Listen, I know we've been like talking in the discussion forums and playing trivia and do that things. I have no idea what your username means. Um, and and that's from there a friendship was born. You didn't need all the information. It doesn't really matter. Emily Ennis, super old school ICQ. Gosh, I remember ICQ. I remember like dial up, like, having to join on ICQ. Like this is really like pre-internet internet stuffs. Some of you can Google what some of these terms actually mean. Like Gopher. I remember Gopher. Like I'm not even talking Netscape Navigator, CompuServe, Prodigy. I'm talking like pre those days. Usenet, ARPANET type of. I swear I didn't date until a very very late time in my life. Jim, oh, I know you've been around really since the beginning. You were Disney '05 back on the Disney World Trivia Forum days. Um, Let me see. Oh, so first of all, my ring light is broken. Hence the weird light. Is this too creepy? Is this just too sort of like? That's why I had this up. That now that's like way too much like weird backlighting. None of it looks good. It doesn't matter. We'll just keep going. It's mood lighting for effect. Um, Drew Pike, and so you had a Tandy. So my first, well, I had like a Sinclair, like a Timex Sinclair, but my first sort of like desktop was a Tandy TRS-80, a trash 80. It was about this big with a green. The monitors weren't even in color, kids. It was a green screen. It didn't have a modem. It didn't do very much, but it was my best friend. So for a long time, and then I got a modem, and then I tried to find friends. Emily Ennis, Mrs. AIM. I didn't love. I mean, I was on AOL because everybody was on AOL. We got like 700. So kids, AOL, America Online, used to send you physical CDs in the mail, whether you asked for them or not, like usually about 9 a week to try and get you to sign up like for free trials because you used to have to pay by the minute. You used to pay to get on the internet by a minute. Like not just pay the service, but you also had to pay like the phone company for a phone. I wish this is why another reason why I want to do a retro podcast. Like things that we did as kids that today people just would never be able to sort of comprehend. Like they just don't sort of understand whether it is school, whether it's technology, whether it's entertainment. It would be a fascinating thing. I was thinking about this the other day, like stuff that like kids just would never, or even adults now, like would never have to sort of deal with that we dealt with. I wish I could show you like like a cassette tape and a pencil, and you tell me how those two things are connected. If you know, you know. Joshua Smith, how you doing, buddy? He started on Facebook in 2010. The Tom Free says the lighting is very sensual. Sensual or sensuous? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Also a vague Animal House reference. Elizabeth still uses her old AOL email. So when my dad died in 2010, he still had his earthlink.net email address. Like, and I felt all the stuff that I had to go through, like from my dad when he passed, I felt bad, like finally canceling his Earthlink email. Cause like, I imagine Earthlink had like one room left because the company had pretty much shuttered by then with like one computer just waiting for my dad to like close out his account. So my dad had his Earthlink. Yeah, mom, get off the phone. Like, because he used to have to like remember taking your physical, this is what a physical phone used to look like. You take a physical phone and have to like connect it to this device in order to dial up and get on the internet. It was slow, so slow. It was so awful. How were the internet bills back then? So it depended like how you could do it. Like I remember I was getting on the internet like before there was a huge nerd. I really didn't have a lot of friends, but I was a huge tech nerd. I had a very early Hayes, I don't even, it was maybe 400 baud modem. If you know, you know. But I had friends who were sort of techie, and we used there wasn't even sort of like an access point to the internet yet. Like we would dial into to individual servers like ARPA servers and different places to sort of access whatever they had. This is not a Disney related conversation. How did I go down this road, and why are you letting me do it? Maybe you're not. Maybe I'm just not catching up with the with your comments. A lot of people still using their AOL email address. Arundel Prince, look at you with your fancy 9600 baud modem. Do you remember how difficult it was to sort of program them to actually work? Like you had to like type out this AT string, like AT, it's like AT something something, like this long string of characters to sort of like initialize your modem to tell it to get ready to start doing things. Spent time card punching in Fortran in college. Deb, you win. Like little like the physical punch cards. Am I still a part of any remaining message boards? No, I used to actually. I ran a. I mean, I'm sure I still have my accounts on old message boards that I just never closed out. But I ran a dial-up bulletin board system from my house in New Jersey, and like years after I shut it down, my phone would still ring, and I'd pick it up like people were still trying to call it. It was like a scene out of War Games. One day I'll tell you the story about. Well, it doesn't matter. Never mind. Moving on. Bo Ventures, I have not seen Across the Spider-Verse yet. My son has now seen it five times. I have not. I'm going tomorrow. I am going tomorrow. Was I a hacker? A little bit more white hat than black hat. I didn't do a lot of bad stuff. I didn't really do anything bad stuff. Although in hindsight, you may, because there was no security back then. Like if you had a phone number, and sometimes you needed like a login, but a lot of times if you had a phone number, like you could just dial in. So, and it was before I was in high school, so I didn't do anything wrong. Like I had the phone number to the SAT computer. Like I was able to dial in, and I pulled up my cousin's SAT scores. He didn't need my help. He was a genius anyway. But like there was no security. Like if you had the number, you could, and sometimes they were just very easy sort of passwords and sort of like to find your way in. Becky, I feel very old, and I know if you are under the age of like whatever, you're probably like, what is this dude in the bad lighting talking about? Cobol, met my wife on AOL. Look at you, Jim. Look at that like internet love story. Assembler on Punch. So Kate, I have not seen Little Mermaid either. Beth saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 8 times. So Beth, we haven't talked about this, and I guess enough time has passed. So I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I only saw it once. My family loved it. Like my daughter cried for like hours after the movie. They're actually at Little Mermaid right now. I'm here with you. They're at Little Mermaid right now. It didn't do it for me as much, which disappointed me, which is part of the reasons why I'm so excited to see Spider-Verse. I have not seen such an excited response like across the board. Like my son has seen it 4 times in a week. I haven't felt compelled to see a movie like that since Infinity War and Endgame. I'd like to not to go down the Marvel, or sort of really sort of Disney movies in general. Nothing has compelled me. I haven't felt that way about a film. Excuse me. I am really excited to feel that way. Like assuming everything that I'm hearing is how I'm going to feel. I can't wait to see it because I want it. Like I'm hearing, it's not only the best superhero movie ever, like it's one of the best animated movies ever. Like, period. Like no sort of trailing ellipses. Like best animated movie ever. So, I am very, very excited for tomorrow. Nate has to see Ant-Man and Guardians. Quantumania, I did not love, and I love the character. I mean, everybody loves Paul Rudd, right? But Quantumania was not a great movie. I think Quantumania's Kevin, I'm sorry. Not that you're watching, but in case you were watching, I think Quantumanium is a bottom five, maybe a bottom three movie in the MCU. Becky, there's no spoilers here. There's no spoilers. Becky hasn't even seen like Thor: Love and Thunder yet. She's like 17. Becky's still stuck in like phase two. She doesn't even know about any of these characters that we're talking about. But yeah, I think Quantumanium's a bottom five, maybe bottom three movie. I'm going to find. I'm about to start a new series on the show. I might as well. I guess I can announce it. I just did. I'm going to start a new series on the show, which is to sort of coincide with something else that's going on a grander scale. And one of the things I'm going to do is we're going to talk about, the best Marvel movies, maybe some of the worst Marvel movies. We're going to sort of look at the MCU as a whole and go through and rank. So if you're a super, maybe I'll reach out to the nation. Maybe I'll see if I can find some folks in the nation to join me on that. So, Becky said, I did the head tilt and said, huh? Like a puppy, huh? More times than I can count in Quantumania. I did more. I didn't do the head tilt. I did, the emoji with the guy who's like the facepalm emoji? I literally facepalmed at one point in Quantumania. Like I did a physical, like, ay. It sounded like an old Jewish man, but I was like, ay. But because that's how I felt. And you're not supposed to feel that way in a Marvel movie. And I was disappointed that, but I do think, I think maybe I hope that Marvel right now, because a lot of these sort of planes are already in front, and I think we see it because especially like on stuff like Disney Plus and the way that they are staggering out the releases, I think Marvel as a whole is taking a little bit of a step back and taking a pause and going, guys, wait. We as a company, as a franchise, and I hope that Disney's doing this too, it's got to get back to quality over quantity. I don't remember the last Disney, Marvel, Star Wars film that just blew me away, that had me in tears, that had me laughing, that had me screaming, maybe since Endgame. Like, and I hate saying that. Like, I'm disappointed to feel that way, which is part of the reason why I'm excited to see Spider-Verse, even though it's from Sony, which is weird because Sony usually messes these things up. It's the one thing that they seem to be doing right. I'm hoping that there is going to be this new renaissance in when I say Disney, I sort of mean everything under the Disney umbrella, in motion pictures, in animation. I can picture you doing that for when What's-His-Face showed up for a kind of cameo, Lou, says Amanda. I'm not sure what, wait. Oh, yeah, I think, no, there was that. I mean, if we're talking about Quantumania, I mean, I think we've all sort of seen it already. But there was even some of the dialogue was bad. Bill Murray was I love Bill Murray. It was a waste. Like that whole cantina scene, which is what it was a complete waste. It didn't move. There was a lot that just sort of didn't. It plotted, PLOD, not PLOT. It plodded along. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I am excited for what is to come. I think a corner is being turned. I think there was just a lot of factors that played into why this has been happening, and I'm hoping that what is going to start to come in this next phase and phases, both on the big and small screen, is going to go back to the way that I felt before. Jennifer says, I really enjoyed Guardians 3, or maybe it was just Star-Lord. Listen, Jennifer, I've seen your Instagram stories, and all I'm going to say is Maverick will be jealous if he sees that. So, Mike, I am also looking forward to Secret Invasion. Beth is going to start rewatching She-Hulk. Ashley Scarpa has never seen any of the Marvel movies. You can reach Ashley at Ashley Scarpa at, Ashley, what are you doing? Let's put your phone away or your computer away and just go start watching. Just go watch the first Iron Man. Like, so good. You don't have to watch all of them, but pick those. Bo Ventures loves the Marvel ranking idea. Yeah, I think it's time. Like, I think now is a good time as we're turning the page we're sort of closing the book and sort of opening up the next book in terms of the phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It might be a good time to sort of look back and look forward. So, um, let's see. I'm hoping the new Haunted Mansion is better than the last. It seems, Denise, if trailers are an indicator, and as we know, they are not always that. I'm hoping that it is. I'm really hoping this because I love the Haunted Mansion. It seems it has a little bit of a creepier vibe to it, so I'm hoping it does. By the way, quick tangent because it's just the way my brain works. Speaking of creepier haunted mansions, I have two words for you, and those words are phantom and manor. We'll get to that on an upcoming episode very, very soon. But wow. I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was so great. Heather says, I must be easily entertained. I thought Quantumania was funny. Quantumania had moments, Heather, but I don't think it... I should say this and do like a Thursday review. Maybe I'll... No, it's too late for a Quantumania. I don't think that Quantumania was great as a standalone movie. I don't think it moved the overall like and I know there will be things later on that will pay off from this movie, but I don't think it moved the story of the MCU forward. And I know Ant-Man is relatively a standalone film sometimes, but there was sort of no gravitas to it, and it was a little goofy and blah 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 blah. So, Mike says I'm looking forward to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and I'm really like I'm not watching like I'm not even watching like trailers. I don't want to see people's initial reactions. I want to go in completely blind, which is how I like to approach everything. Like even Disneyland Paris, I went in very blind. Like I really hadn't even looked at like a map. I didn't know what shows were there. I didn't know what attractions like because I wanted that first experience. I want that same thing when I go to a movie. Like tomorrow, I know nothing about Spider-Verse other than it takes place after the first Spider-Verse. Like, I know that there's a lot that happens, but I don't know what it is, and I love that. Like I'm giddy with anticipation for tomorrow, and I haven't felt that way in a long, 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 long time. So, I actually am doing something tomorrow that is indie related. I don't know. I might be able to share live. I'll have to turn on notifications tomorrow because if I can go live, I will for something that is indie related. Otherwise, I'll probably just share on like my Instagram stories. By the way, speaking of which, thank you to everybody who followed along my Instagram stories from Disneyland Paris and the city of Paris, which was C'est Magnifique. So many croissants. It was wonderful and delicious, and thank you. So, Jeff C says, I can't wait for Indy. No more hiding in the fridge. Jeff, I hope that you mean Indiana Jones hiding in the fridge, not you hiding in the fridge, because that's how you reacted to seeing Indiana Jones. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was almost unwatchable. And I hate that because it like taints the franchise, right? Unless you're able to, as we have to do with Godfather, you forget that Godfather 3 exists. You have to sort of forget that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull exists. I hate the fact that my ring light is, gosh, I'm just making it worse. The lighting is now even more, wait a minute. It's still too yellow, but that's fine. Well, I'm not helping myself at all. Maybe I'm better. Maybe I actually work better in shadows. So, I agreed. Quantumania, Bo Venture says, Quantumania is tough without having seen all the preceding movies and shows. We enjoyed it with the added context, but it was dull without knowing the whole picture. I just don't think that it moved a lot of the story, the MCU story. God, my office is a mess. As a whole. Kate says, it looks like our view outside of New Jersey. I know for all of you in the Northeast and the North that are literally suffering with what's going on. I saw some pictures and videos today, and it looks I mean, it looks like the apocalypse. It looks like the apocalypse outside. So anyway, so moving on. I did not even mean to go down that tangent. I have no idea how my like random free association got me down that way. Let's switch gears very quickly, and hopefully you've had a chance to listen to this week's podcast with my friend Didier Guez. We talked about the true story of Walt Disney's true life adventures. As you may have heard from the show, first of all, if you listened, if you've heard the show already, let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought. I've known Didier for years. We've never met just because we're sort of like old school people in the Disney space, and Didier has written a number of books and spoken to a lot of people in his Walt's People series of books. Very, very well researched and spoken scholar on all things Disney. And he has a new book about, God, I remember what the title, I forget what the title's called. I actually have the book. Wait, let's get Didier's book out. It's here somewhere. The Origins, there you go, of Walt Disney's True Life Adventure series of books, which is beautiful. It is a coffee table worthy book, but it was great to have a conversation with him and hopefully maybe even introduce some people to or were unfamiliar with the True Life Adventure series, which you can see some of them, not all of them, on Disney Plus. I think they're not only interesting to watch, but I think they're also important as we talk about movies and even the theme parks. The impact and influence that the True Life series had on not just Disney, but I think sort of documentary and nature filmmaking, and the reasons why Walt was so invested and interested in this, not just from a personal level, but in terms of, we're talking about sort of moments that helped kind of save the company. He needed to do things like this because of the time. So Jim, thank you very much for that. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. But how's the air quality in Orlando? It's just hot. It's just hot and humid here all the time. So Elizabeth says, I have some of the old True Life Adventures on DVD. I love that. I think these are ones that get overlooked by a lot of people. And I think it's a fascinating story, just sort of the genesis of the entire concept. But what I loved about this book too is like, there's photos in here that I've never seen before that Didier literally sort of dug up from the archives, like literally went to the archives and dug some of these up. But you also see like amazing storyboards and archival photos about how these projects came to life and all the research that was done and the conversations that had. There's another photo that I'm looking for of Walt that I had never seen before. There was a few of them in here. And of course, me thumbing through a book while on a live show is not necessarily compelling. I understand that. But of course, as soon as I'm done with the live, I mean, this isn't it, but there's a lot of them that are like this. There's a lot of just great pictures of Walt and stories of Walt in here. So, yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts and your feedback on this week's episode. So, Kira says, I think it's amazing that Walt was so forward-thinking. We're so used to nature documentaries and stories now, but imagine what it was like to see them at the time. And think too, Kira, about like the technology or lack thereof that was available, the transportation options, like the folks that just literally sat out there for extended periods of time, not like sat out there like for a day, but like weeks and months at a time to wait for like the picture or that clip of this bird that may or may not come by. I think it was fascinating to hear. So yeah, so this is episode number 730. If you dig it, please share it. If you don't dig it, just don't say anything. Just keep your mouth shut and don't say anything at all. But I think it's things like this that when we look at, like I said, if we looked at some of the nature series that Nat Geo does now, some of the stuff that we see on Disney Plus now, even the non-Disney stuff, and I think the things in the park too, Disney's Animal Kingdom and all the animal related stuff does have some of its origins with Walt, and I think with some of these true life adventure stories that were shown in theaters. David Sutton says it's really a pity that we can't watch Seal Island or the Alaskan Eskimo on Disney Plus. Yeah, so David, I thought that these would eventually kind of get rolled out at some point in like almost like an incremental release, but I don't know why. I don't know why they haven't been. I know that there was a compilation movie that they put out a number of years ago that I believe was available on a single DVD. I know you can find some. You might be able to find Seal Island on YouTube, actually. Beth says she used to watch. She had to watch the episodes with Dugan. I cried hard. Rich McDonough says not only is Perry a lesser-known film about a cute squirrel, but the soundtrack features Jimmy Dodd from the Mickey Mouse Club, and the songs are fantastic. So those are the kind of things that I hope people find on Disney Plus. So, but yeah, that sense of animals and adventure and travel are some of the things that I love about Walt, and again, it extends on to, the Nat Geo coming into the Disney fold. I think we never really sort of talked about it when it happened, but you want to talk about things that I think would have made Walt happy. I think that would be it. And it obviously expands the, not just the visual portfolio for Disney, but the travel portfolio. By the way, reminds me of, wait, let me find it. Where is it? Speaking of Nat Geo, we have our own Nat Geo expedition. Nice segue, Mangello. Awkward, but you did it anyway. This December, we're taking our very first one on the Danube River Christmas Market Cruise to places that I am not going to butcher in the names. You can read them for yourself. December 9th through the 16th. Not only is there still some availability, although we do have some stateroom categories that are sold out, but thanks to Becky Mankin, the queen of all things travel, at least that's what it says on the cue card she sent me, she was able to get our exclusive $750 per person discount extended until the end of this month. And if you do the math, I've done all the computations and calculations, $750 per person. If there's two people in your stateroom, that works out to $1,500. Do you have any idea how much sausage and gingerbread you can buy with that $1,500 that you've saved? I mean, you could also bring home souvenirs and do other stuff with it too. But I'm really thinking about the food benefits. So if you're interested in coming, you can actually see the pricing on the site, or if you have any questions, want to get a quote from Mouse Fan Travel, visit www.com/NatGeo23. And look, even if you're not coming with us there or on one of our other adventures, you can still go to mousefantravel.com for fee-free vacation planning and tell them Lou sent you. I mean, it's not going to do anything for you, but you can tell them anyway, because I took the time to make a pretty new graphic. So there you go. And we actually have a lot of Becky, if you're still here, we have a lot of people coming on this one. Like, I don't feel bad, but I'm going to sort of feel bad for the few other people that are going to be on this cruise, because there's so many of us from our community and our extended family who are going, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to what I understand is a very different type of cruising experience on the river cruise versus like a regular ocean cruise. I know Becky's been on this cruise. I'm not sure if Lori Oliveri is here. She has nothing but rave reviews about it as well. So, and black licorice. Oh God, I love black licorice so much. I'm not going to eat it now, but I have black licorice at my desk. It's a little. Kira says the WDW group will just provide lots of warmth and positivity for other cruisers, and possibly entertainment as well too, because it's sort of what ends up happening. So, an AB with Albert Lynn and Drew Pike. I would love that. If you've never seen the Drew Lynn series, he goes to all those kind of places, all these sort of funky, exotic, mysterious destinations that I would love to do. You can find his series on Disney Plus as well. Um, Speaking of ocean cruises, when is the next one? Says Elizabeth Meemkin. We're working on it. There's stuff, there's stuff and conversations happening behind the scenes, but we are working on uh, every aspect of it, from time, destination, departure port, ship. There's a lot of stuff that we're trying to figure out, because I too can't wait to go on another Disney cruise again. So let's see. Becky, I think this is a question for you because I can't answer it. So, travel related question. Because I use my Disney Visa to get the 6 months 0% financing to help pay for my Disney trips, can you still use that if you book through a travel agency? Becky, that is a question for you. I will handle the things like, OMG, I love black licorice. Jennifer Subco, I really like black licorice. I like black. Remember Good and Plenty's? No, Lou, she doesn't remember Good and Plenty's because she's not 70. Good and Plenty, do they still? I think they still make Good and Plenty. It's little. No, my God, now I want Good and Plenty. They were little pieces of like pill-shaped candies that were pink and white, like individual ones, that were sort of a candy coating over black licorice. My God, I haven't had that in, I don't want to say how many years, but Becky says yes, absolutely. So there you go. Luis Ramos, good to see you as well. Dave Turner says yes. Do it every trip. Sue Passauer does it for them. Purple and pink. Weren't they like, or purple and pink, or like purple and white, or pink and white? I thought they were white too. Good and fruity. Wait, good and plenty? Was it Good and Plenty? Good and fruity? I don't know. We're talking about like old school candy. That's why I love going to places like Cracker Barrel that still have like old school candy, like Mary Jane's, which like yank your teeth out. Good and Plenty. Juji Fruits. Yeah, pink and white. Good and Plenty. Pink, black, and white? No. Were they? I don't think weren't they just pink and white? And then like you sometimes you go to your grandmother's house and she had that like weird licorice that was there for like 20 years. And it was sort of like licorice, but wasn't really licorice. And that odd kind of hard candy. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Choo Choo Charlie was an engineer. God. Yeah, I don't remember black. They still make Good and Plenty's. You know, now that you say that, wait, I think I saw it at like the dollar store. But then I think I got concerned, like, oh, is the only place you sell it at the dollar store? Like, is this like 40-year-old candy? Elizabeth, I know this show is so random. I am so sorry. It's all over the place. It is all over the place. I know. My grandma had weird hard candies and wait, Rolos aren't weird. Rolos was chocolate and caramel. All right, I was gonna ask you for a random question, but as long as we're gonna be random tonight, let's just sort of hang out and be random. What was your favorite candy growing up as a kid? Whether they make it anymore or not. And when I say growing up as a kid, if you want to apply that to like right now, that's fine too. What was your favorite candy growing up, or what is your favorite candy now? Me, not a sweets guy. I'm not really a sweets guy. But wait, what did you just say? Whorehound kid? Jeff C., I am hoping that you spelled that wildly incorrectly. Hot tamales with a cinnamon Good and Plenty. Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember Fruit and Plenty. Actually, it's not true. Wait. Oh my God, you just kicked up a core memory. For my little league team, the Angels, not an athlete. Thank you, Dad, for coaching the team. For my little league team, the Angels, my dad's friend owned a gift basket place, and it was called Fruit and Plenty, which had nothing to do with the candy, but you unlocked that memory for me. Your grocery store, now I have to go look for it. The box was pink, black, and white. Candies were just pink and white. Yeah, I remember the Necco wafers. Deb, who ate Necco wafers? Necco wafers was like, tasted like the box that candy came in. And it had that like weird powder. Necco wafers, I was convinced, was like some sort of like a weird, like wartime candy or something. Because I never thought Necco wafers were very good. I still like a junior mint, and it makes me think of sign. I don't know what. Wait, I don't know what a cowtail is. These are very regional candies. I'm sure we're going to start getting into a sixlet. What's a sixlet? See, this is what I mean. These are sort of the regional candies. I have no idea. Andes mint. My grandmother had Andes mints. They came in the little green. They were flat. Two thin layers of chocolate with a thin layer of mint, and it was like that reflective, like almost green tinfoil. I remember those lemon drops. I love dots. I really like dots. I haven't had dots in years. I need to go to Walgreens tomorrow and shop for cheap candy and sneak it into the movie. I mean, I need to go and buy candy at the movie theater tomorrow. Although I'm really been paying close attention, so I'll just get popcorn. Um, Snickers frozen. Kate Wallace, I've never had a frozen Snickers. I don't know that. Frozen Thin Mints. Oofa. God, that's good stuff. Butterfinger, Milk Duds. I like peanut butter stuff. Swedish Fish. I gotta have an Pineapple Jolly Ranchers. I don't know if I ever had a Pineapple Jolly Ranchers. Maybe when I was 5. Snow Caps. Oh, Jennifer, I love Snow Caps. Do they still sell them? Because didn't Snow Caps come in 2 sizes? They came in like quarter size Snow Caps, and then there was like little mini, like what are they called? Like nonpareils, like little like mini Snow Caps that were super loud when you like shook the box. Oh my God, having a Snow Cap and so on. Kristen Furman Simmons, this is for you. You know why? $100,000 bars. I love remember marathon bars? They were like this long, like literally, they were like this long, and it was like this thin, like woven pattern of chocolate covered caramel. I still don't know what a whorehound is, and I feel like I need to like tell the kids to get out of the room when I say whorehound because it sounds like a bad word. It sounds like a potty mouth word from like an 80s rom-com. Cinnamon Red Hots, but you can't eat like Cinnamon Red Hots. You couldn't eat the whole box. I mean, maybe you could, but I couldn't imagine. Like, I thought like Cinnamon Red Hot, eating Cinnamon Red Hot, like a Bonomo Turkish taffy, Reese's peanut butter cups may be the perfect candy. Although dark chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups, really, really good. Raisinets, I liked Good and Plenty more than I liked Raisinets. Raisinets, Raisins this is like the worst analogy ever. Raisinets are like salmon, right? What I mean by that is like it's good, but you got to be in the mood for it. Like I can't just like if I'm not in the mood for salmon and like we're having salmon for dinner, I'm like, oh man. Raisinets, got to be like in the mood for it. You can't just like put me in a movie theater and be like, here, I got your popcorn and Raisinets, because if you're not feeling it, it's not a good mix. Somebody please tell me what whorehound is, because I'm wildly fascinated, but I'm also incredibly afraid to Google it. Becky, me ordering every single dessert on the cruise is research. I don't do it for me. I do it for you. I do it for all of you. Do you think I enjoy ordering every single dessert on the cruise? So you're welcome. It's an old-fashioned candy that tastes like medicine. It's a real thing. How is it a real thing, and why does anybody still eat it? By the way, another tangential, but also speaking about food. If you've ever watched, or if you haven't watched, The Food That Made America, I think you can find it on Hulu. The Food That Made America, The Men That Built America, The Machines That Built that Made America series is fascinating. I love those. Penny candy from the corner store. We had a corner store that was literally on the corner and had penny candies in it. The mall did. I remember the Woodbridge Center Mall, which I'm assuming is still there, had like a little penny candy store. I don't know I still don't know what a whorehound is. Dots, but not the green one. So I hate to tell you this. Like, I think that dots, like, aren't dots like Fruit Loops? Meaning they're all sort of like the same flavor? No, what are the The black licorice ones, they're called crows. Black dots are called crows. The black licorice ones are called crows. Those I like too. Mint and black licorice. That doesn't sound like a good match to me. But now I really want black licorice. I might take the rest of the night off. I can't take the rest of the night off. Who am I kidding? Midnight, I'll go downstairs and I'm going to have black licorice and some sort of like sweet treat and fall asleep watching something. One of the many series that I've started that I can't get through. Let's see. Milk duds. I like milk duds. Milk duds too. Got to be careful. You get one jammed back there, it's never coming out. Like you need like a dental visit because if you can't get those things out. Wine gums. I don't know what a wine gum is. Necco wafers. I don't know. Do I know if Alaska or Japan is coming soon? Listen, I'm gonna pretend Becky's not here. I think we already said that we're gonna look to do Japan. This was actually a conversation at dinner tonight. We're gonna do Japan in 2025. I want to try and sneak an Alaska cruise in there at some point. Conversations have been happening about an Alaskan adventure. Let's just call it that. Dot on a paper strip. Pamela Bart. Remember you used to get that, it was about yay wide, and you'd roll it out and there were 3 dots. And they were just sort of all the way down. And you either like picked them off or you like bit them right off. And sometimes you got a little bit of the paper with it too, but that's okay. As kids, we ate everything, including paper. Tom Free says, wait, I've never heard of anybody playing communion. Like you play doctor, you play banker, you play fireman, you play cowboy. I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody going, hey, you know what we should do? Sunday can't come fast enough. Let's go downstairs and play communion with Necco wafers. I mean, I'm not judging your childhood. I just think it's very funny. Brunette says, we used to go to the candy store after school and fill our bags up with penny candies. Yeah, I used to go and just literally for, wow, a lot of love for Necco wafers. Maybe I need to, Sixlets are similar to M&Ms but round. Cody, I'm not sure where you're getting your M&Ms from, but aren't M&Ms round? Or do you mean like they're like actual like balls? Actual like M&M like spheres. Is that what you mean? Like Sixlets are like M&M sphere M&Ms? Cowtails are tubes of caramel with cream in the middle. Sixlets are off-brand M&Ms. It's like those weird, it's like the Smarties, like the Canadian M&Ms, which aren't really M&Ms. Dots would get stuck in your retainer. They would. They'd get stuck there forever, right? So, Jennifer says, thanks. Now I'm craving candy, and I'm not a sweets girl. See, Jennifer, it's one of the many reasons why we get along. You're not a sweets girl. I'm not a sweets guy. So much that we have in common. Cowtails are caramels with cream in the center. I did not get a Kinder Egg wait, put some Skittles in your popcorn. Why would you do that to perfectly good popcorn? Come to Maine. There's a huge candy store in Wickassasset. In Wiccan. What? They have everything. Sugar babies and sugar daddies. Right, so sugar babies were like the little, like the raisinette size caramel things. And then the sugar daddy, wasn't the sugar daddy like the rectangle on the stick? And it was just like really, really hard caramel that you'd have to like suck on and bite on and like rip off. And then again, I'm sure a lot of kids probably lost teeth with those. Snow caps, nonpareils, coffee crisp. Whoa, what's a coffee crisp? I should have you send me like your best or weirdest regional snack. I'll send you something in return. I don't know what it is, but Like your best or weirdest like regional candy. What's a coffee crit? I don't think I've ever had a whatchamacallit. Oh my God, Wary T. Wells. I remember whatchamacallit. Wait, do you? And it might have just been a Northeast regional thing. Remember Reggie bars? So we're probably talking 78, 79, maybe 77. Um, they were Reggie candy bars. They were round. It was an orange wrapper with Reggie Jackson on it. And it was like chocolate and caramel, and I think it had peanuts in it too. Oh, those are good. I don't know what a Sky Bar is. I don't know what a zero. I've seen. Oh, zero bar is zero bars. Zero is like an M&M, isn't it? Cappuccino Jelly Belly jelly beans. I just want them, and they're very hard to find. Jelly beans is another one of those things. Like it's an Easter thing, and I'd usually just go for the black ones because they tasted like licorice. Rolos, Mounds. Yes, I loved candy cigarettes. I thought it was so cool smoking my candy cigarettes. I mean, I was 19 at the time, which is probably, again, one of the many reasons why I never kissed a girl. But yes, they still make candy cigarettes, Becky, which are basically just sticks of like sugar, chalky sugar. It's okay. Now Emily says Whorehound is a cross between licorice and root beer, which doesn't sound bad. Usually a hard candy. Wait, so to show you what like, it's funny you said root beer. When I went to go get my haircut yesterday, for some reason, no, it wasn't. It was I was at the UPS store. They had Dum Dums, and when the guy wasn't looking, I went and I got myself a root beer Dum Dum because I haven't had one in a week. 15 years, 25 years. I agree about Reese's Candies. It's the only New York peppermint patties. York peppermint patties is actually a health food. I'm not kidding, because dark chocolate. Follow me around the room with this. Dark chocolate is an antioxidant, and the cool mint, I think, actually acts to like help like clear the sinuses a little bit. So I do think that there are health properties to, and if you have a honestly, if you have a migraine, eat a York peppermint patty. I used to be a really bad migraine sufferer, and York peppermint patties, I'm not kidding, actually helped. Like I would keep some downstairs just in case. You close your eyes. The chocolate helps sort of thin out the blood vessels a little bit, and I think there's sort of like the like I can't think of the word. I don't know. Well, the smell from the the mint, even if it didn't work, maybe it was just a psychological thing. Jennifer says, "Do I drink black coffee?" Um, I mean, I drink coffee. Sometimes I'll drink a black. It's gotta be like good coffee though. But I'm not like a coffee snob. Like I usually have a cup of coffee every morning. But I'm also a tea guy too. So, let me see. Raisinets are nature's candy wrapped in actual candy. Lou's not a sweets guy, but has a lot of candy knowledge. I'm a dedicated researcher. That's all. Okay, wait. Let me see. Foods in the Made America Show is a great show. I learned like really, really, really well done. Let me see. Squirrel. What? Wait. See, I think these are curse words, and you're just trying to get me to say them. Squirrel nut. I'm not sure. Is that? I'm not sure if Kim's pranking me. Squirrel nut zipper. Like, are you all laughing at home because I don't know what a squirrel nut zipper is? Like, if I Google it, am I going to start getting really, really inappropriate ads sent to me on everywhere? Jeff, I know. I don't get it either. I like black licorice, but I don't like olives. I've tried. I even in Paris, nothing. No, I just can't. I can't do it. Um, Bazooka bubblegum. Oh wait, fruit stripes. Remember fruit stripe gum? I saw it not too. Fruit stripe gum had the little like zebra on it with the little fruit stripe zebra, and it had like strawberry, grape, lemon, orange, and you got super intense flavor for like zero point 0.7 seconds, and then you were just chewing like soft cardboard. Like I don't know how the flavor disappeared and dissipated so very quickly. I don't know how I baptized my gerbil came into this conversation, but I'm also catching up. All right, let's see. Fun Dip, Razzies, Dots, Big Chew, Gum. Oh, I'm United Methodist, but I baptized my gerbil. Jeff C says, remember candy cigarettes? It was a great habit to reinforce with sugar. Yeah, go figure. I have not had the peanut butter M&Ms. I've had coffee M&Ms. I've had caramel M&Ms. I've had the dark chocolate M&Ms, peanut M&Ms. I don't think I've had peanut butter M&M. I know, Becky, this is like I'm really going to lose my Not a Sweets Guy card, which I'm the only card-carrying member of the Not a Sweets Guy club. But, okay. Goober. I don't know what a bullseye is. Oh, my God, Suzanne Whistle Lollipops. Coffee Crisp is Canadian. That's probably why I don't know what it is. What is an all, now we're talking, what is an all-dressed potato chip or coconut Needham's, both from Maine? Can I send you a self-addressed stamped envelope and you send me some of these? Because I love me some coconut, and I don't know what an all-dressed potato chip is, but I do love my salty snacks. So they have Coffee Crisp in the store in the Epcot Canada Pavilion. Now, see, now I have to go and... No, wait, do you remember, they were little wax, like Coke bottles. They were little wax Coke, they were clear, little wax like Coke bottles or like cylinders, and you like bit the top off, and there was like a sweet, like sugary liquid inside. I don't remember what they were called, but you'd get them at like the penny candy store, and then you'd like chew, for whatever reason, maybe you weren't supposed to, which explains a lot about my mental state. You would like chew on the wax after you were done. Does anybody else remember that? Or did I not? I know, Becky, we were supposed to be talking Disney, and here I am talking about candy. All right, I'll go on. Let me move forward quickly because I'm way behind on comments. Big League Chew. Let's see. I don't like olives. Warheads. See, then you got to, like, in the 90s, you got to, like, candy that was stupid for just being stupid. Oh, like, here's ultra sour stuff. Here's ridiculously hot stuff. Look, here's stuff that's going to make you throw up. Like, I didn't like candy that was, like, novel for being novel, but not actually good. I liked novelties, but not that. Right, it would turn into white glue. Oh, the gum that had the liquid. Was it Fresh Mints? Fresh goes better. I'm hearing the song, and it had this little squirt thing in the middle. Were they squirts? I also feel like I'm saying things that are inappropriate. Deb, Blackjack Gum. I have a pack of Blackjack Gum that I found at like some obscure like roadside store years ago, and I still have it like in my room, and I've never opened it. Blackjack Gum was like licorice gum. Pretzel M&Ms, that can't be a real thing, because I would love to try that. You can send all of your candy to 13506 Summerport Village Parkway, Suite 327, Windermere, Florida, 34786. Ketchup chips. I do love ketchup chips a lot. Brunette, I'm a Mounds guy. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't, because sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. I don't. I like my Mounds and my dark chocolate because Almond Joy has milk, Mounds has dark. Not a sweets guy. Thank you. Yeah, the wax bottles. Pixie Sticks, which was literally just sugar. Fannie Mae Turtles. I don't know if I remember. The wax bottle things are... I'm sure that none of these are actually real names of candies. You just get me to say stupid stuff. They're called Nickel Nips. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like I need to go to confession. Nickel nips, the wax Coke bottles, bubble tape. Yeah, I think bubble tape was one of those like 90s candies. Mentos. Mentos, that's it. No. Was it Mentos? No, not Mentos. Mentos are the things that you drop in Coke and it like explodes. Freshen Up. Yeah, that's it. Freshen Up gum. Yeah, like now I actually want like salty and sweet. Like I want to go downstairs and don't forget to take your neck away first for confession. All right, so we were supposed to be talking about Disney. We're not. We clearly just went on a tangent. This was actually a lot of fun. What I'm going to do, rather than follow up the question, because I'm going to go down the rabbit hole and I won't come back out because I love the idea of talking about this so much. I was going to ask you, don't answer this. I was going to ask you your favorite breakfast cereal. Don't answer. I'm actually going to ask this question. Should I do it in the clubhouse? No, I'm going to put it on my personal Facebook, right? Facebook.com/Lou Mongello. If we're not friends, I think I hit my limit. I keep trying to sort of like get rid of ones, but maybe I'll put it there. Maybe I'll share it in the clubhouse. I'm going to want to know what your favorite breakfast cereal was. Like really as a kid, what was your Saturday morning cartoon? Parents are still sleeping, run downstairs, make yourself a big bowl. Was it like Quisp? Was it Super Sugar Smacks? Was it Fruity Pebbles? Was it Fruit Loops? Cinnamon toasty Apple Jacks? A is for Apple, J is for Jacks. If you need a good breakfast, that's a fact. Starting out with Apple Jacks. What was your favorite breakfast cereal? Don't answer it here. I'm going to ask it in the clubhouse. This is why I want to do my retro podcast. I desperately, I've wanted to for years, wanted to do a retro podcast. I can't because there's other stuff I'm working on that's going to take precedence, but maybe when I decide to hang all the Disney stuff up, not that I'm saying I'm doing it anytime soon, but that's what, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do a retro podcast for no other reason than just for fun. So anyway, speaking of just for fun, I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your night. This has been fun. It is always fun when we get to do these things together. Just a couple of, quick reminders to please help spread the word about this week's podcast, The True Stories of Walt Disney's True Life Adventures. Also, I've extended until Monday, just for you, my Momentum Weekend Workshop early bird discount. You can still save $100 off your weekend workshop ticket, as well as your Monday mastermind tickets. So the early bird discount ends on Monday. You can save $100. If it's not for you, you think somebody else who might be interested, you can share a link to LouMongello.com and let them know. Let's see. Oh, did I not put all of the graphics here? I don't think I did. Don't forget about Nat Geo Expedition. Forget what it says up in the corner. That discount has now been extended until June 30th. You're talking about breakfast cereals. You're going to be so distracting because I'm going to start talking about my love of Cocoa Puffs and how it changed the color of the milk, but I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. What else am I forgetting? Let me see. I feel like so London Paris has sold out. I saw somebody ask about London Paris. It is sold out, but we do have a wait list. I just don't have the wait list graphic up here for some strange reason. Becky and I have been working on other events at sea, on land, on the road, some places that you've asked for, some places that we've never talked about before. So there is stuff that is in the works. Again, both on the road and some stuff in Walt Disney World. Maybe we're going to do for the first time. Maybe we're going to do again for those of you that may have enjoyed or missed things that we have done in the past. No matter what, if you're coming to World, Land, Aulani, Cruise, anywhere, any destination, Disney or otherwise, you can go and visit mousefantravel.com for fee-free vacation planning. And look, a brand spanking new, bright and shiny graphic just because I felt like it. And what else am I forgetting? All right. Don't forget to be part of the community conversation. More importantly, when we're done here tonight, while you're waiting for me to post your question about your favorite cereal, I challenge you, I ask you to tag and invite somebody to come and join this amazing family that you have created in the WDW Radio Clubhouse. As an extension of that, thanks to any and all of you who have been part of the WDW Radio Nation family. Lily John says, interesting show tonight. I hope interesting in a good way. This is what happens, Lily. We just sometimes go, we go off script a little bit, which is why I never bring a script to the table. Anyway, to find out how you can be part of the Nation family, you can visit www.radionation.com. If you want to check out all of the episodes, you can do it in your podcast player or right from the web. You can just go to www.radio.com/jukebox, get an entire list of them there. Obviously, please don't forget to always remember to choose the good. I have to update this graphic too. So much time, so little to do. Thank you very much. I love you. I appreciate you. I have missed you. I look forward to Wednesdays more than you know, and I appreciate you spending and sharing some of your time with me, with us, with our family. So until next time, let's see. Let me just take us out with something a little jazzy. I'll take out here. I love you. I appreciate you. See ya.